Allow me to move to ground 4. Let me start by asking this question. It is your claim that the deputy president has amassed a humongous property portfolio estimated at 5.2 billion shillings.
Say ground 4? It is not. So that's...
My apologies, ground 7. My apologies for that. I'm sorry for that. Ground 7 at page 17. My apologies for that.
Yes, it is our allegation, and we have justified it in our evidence in chief.
Who gave you this value of 5.2 billion?
We said estimated at 5.2 billion, and we have...
Yes, who gave you that estimate value of 5.2 billion?
We have made the additions.
Sorry?
It's a matter of additions.
So, you are saying that when we take you through these values, you will get a property value of about 5.2 billion?
Approximately 5.2 billion, yes.
You said you made the additions. Additions result into a definite figure, Mr. Mutuse. Although you are a lawyer, mathematics are pre-qualification for studying law.
There are two things. One, there is the...
Are you saying that when we do those additions, we will get 5.2 billion?
There is the stated value in the sale agreements and in the acquisition documents.
That's what I'm saying. Are you saying when we add those values, we'll get 5.2 billion?
I will also be telling you what, in my view, are the values of some of the properties.
Oh, what, in your view, are the values of some of the properties?
Yes.
You have graduated from a lawyer to a valuer now, isn't it?
That's not exactly what we are saying.
Okay, thank you. Using what expertise did you attach that value in your view?
Well, market value. I'm sure you also know land in Kitale, an acre goes for 4 million, land in Kilifi, an acre goes for 2 million, and if it goes beyond that, it's a reasonable man's test.
And that reasonable man is you?
Indeed.
Thank you. At paragraph 44, at page 18,
yes,
you have listed a company called Spiritway Limited in your motion. Yes?
Number 18.
Page 18, paragraph 44. It's a continuation of ground 7. I'm doing ground 7 now.
Page 18, Spiritway Limited.
What wrong are you saying that company has done anywhere on earth? What wrong?
I did state, I listed these companies.
No, I'm asking Spiritway Limited. What wrong are you saying Spiritway has committed anywhere on earth?
These are companies that are associated with His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua.
So, what wrong has Gachagua committed through Spiritway Limited? I'm dealing with this one now. Spiritway Limited. What wrong has he done through this one?
It is one of the companies that we reasonably suspect are convicts, are used as special purpose vehicles for corruption.
So, what proceeds of corruption have passed through Spiritway Limited? How much?
We have demonstrated the specific...
No, I'm asking what proceeds of corruption have passed through Spiritway Limited as a particular company?
In our evidence, we have not presented evidence against Spiritway.
You have not?
Yes.
No, you know, correct English. When I say you have not, you say no, we have not. You don't say yes.
Okay.
You have not presented evidence.
We have not presented evidence.
Thank you. Let's move to Fortis Vis Group Limited. What wrong has Fortis Vis Group Limited committed anywhere on earth?
Fortis.
Number 2 on page 18, company number 2. Sorry?
We have no quarrel.
Page 18 of 85 for volume 1.
We have no quarrel with Fortis.
Sorry?
We have no quarrel with Fortis.
I didn't get the answer.
We have no quarrel with Fortis.
You have no quarrel with Fortis Vis Group Limited?
We had on that.
What is it doing in this motion, Mr. Mutuse? Decorative.
It is one of the companies associated with His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua.
What's wrong with Fortis Vis Limited being associated with Rigathi Gachagua? What is wrong with that?
At time of submissions, we'll be stating why we think there is something wrong.
No, we want that question answered now so that we will submit on it. What wrong has Fortis Vis Group Limited committed anywhere on earth?
Why would one person own 25 companies doing the same things?
What law prohibits a person owning 25 companies? What
I
law?
think counsel for the Deputy President, the Honorable Mutuse has said he has no quarrel with that company.
Which is
Let's
what?
settle it.
You know, Mr. Speaker, I made an opening statement. In my opening statement, I said we have allegations that oscillate from the false to the ridiculous to the embarrassing. If he just answers and I keep quiet, I will fail to demonstrate the oscillation. I want these distinguished senators in their conscience to know what exactly we are doing here. Because they were given an 85-page motion to deal with. This is part of the content of 85 pages. Surely, Mr. Speaker, for Mr. Mutuse to tell these senators that he brought them this company just as a name, I don't know how dignified this house would feel, but if I sat where this house sits, I would feel that's undignifying.
Proceed, counsel, with your cross-examination.
So you say one person should not own 22 companies, isn't it?
I've said I do not have.
No, you've said so. That's your answer.
I don't have problems with Fortis.
That's correct. Who are the shareholders of Fortis?
Fortis is Kevin Rigathi and Keith Ikino Rigathi.
The only crime being they are children of Rigathi Gachagua.
Indeed, they are children of Rigathi.
Are they prohibited as children of Rigathi Gachagua from holding shares in a company?
As proxies?
Are they prohibited from holding shares in a company?
Not at all.
So what proxy business has Fortis Biz Limited done? Because you keep saying as proxies. What proxy business has Fortis Biz Group Limited done?
I have already stated that we do not have any problem with Fortis.
But you have put it in your impeachment motion to support one of your grounds.
It is there.
Without any problem with it.
It is there, and we have stated the reasons why it is there.
Grand Bypass Apartments Limited. What problem do you have with it?
We do not have a problem with it.
This company that you have listed, you have no problem with it?
We do not have a problem with it.
But you have put it as one of the grounds in your impeachment motion.
It is one of the companies associated with Rigathi Gachagua. And there is no problem with listing and saying, I am focusing on this one and I am not focusing on this one.
Page 19, company number 5, the Anansi Collective. What problem do you have with it?
You are skipping Vipingo and Kuroito?
You want to control my cross-examination?
No,
Honorable Mutuse, just respond to what counsel does.
Anansi Collective, we do not have problems with that one.
BioVet Kenya Limited, what problem do you have with it?
We do not have a problem with it.
Calvary Creed International Limited, what problem do you have with it?
We do not have a problem with it.
Cosmia Venture Limited, what problem do you have with it?
We do not have a problem with it. Do we have a problem with number
Delta Delia Merchants Limited, what problem do you have with it?
Not at all. But we have a problem with Vipingo Beach.
Let me go to Vipingo Beach because you appear excited to go there. Who owns Vipingo Beach? Just answer my question. Who owns Vipingo Beach?
I need to check my CR12s.
Show us the volume that you're checking for us to look at together. Mr. Speaker, I wouldn't mind a time indication of how much time I've spent.
Vipingo Beach, on volume 2A, page 18.
You spent 40 minutes of the 2 hours, and
Thank you.
There's an additional 10 minutes for
Thank you.
We had a problem with the video.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Give me number clear?
Page 1923, volume 2A.
Yes, proceed. Who owns Vipingo Beach?
Keith Ikino Rigathi, Kevin Gachagua Rigathi, and the estate of the deceased James Derito Gachagua.
Let me go back to the beginning. You're a lawyer by profession.
Yes, I am.
You know the meaning of ownership of a company.
Yes, I do.
How is ownership of a company manifested?
In shareholding and
Okay. How many has the Keith Ikino? according to your own exhibit? It may be getting hotter, but look at the document, compose yourself, and read. How many shares does Keith Ikenu regard hold according to your own document?
They are not indicated.
How many shares does Kevin Gachagua regard hold according to your own exhibit?
They are not indicated.
What is the total number of shares in that company?
10,000.
Who is indicated as owning all those 10,000 shares?
There is a shareholding by the estate of the deceased James Nderitu Gachagua.
It is the estate of the deceased James Nderitu Gachagua. True or not true?
They own 10,000 shares.
What is the total number of shareholding?
10,000.
They own all the shares.
They own 10,000 shares.
What is the total number of shares in that company?
10,000.
So they own all the shares. The estate of the late James Nderitu Gachagua owns all the shares according to your document.
It would appear so.
Is it so or is it not so? From your own document.
On the face of the document, it would appear so.
Do you doubt this document you have given us?
No, I don't doubt it.
Thank you. The deputy president then in defense says, this is a property owned by the estate of my late brother. Is he speaking the truth or not? From your own document. The deputy president says, this is a company owned by the estate of my late brother. Looking at your own document, is the deputy president saying the truth or is he not saying the truth? Remember, you are a lawyer all the time.
The estate of the deceased James Nderitu Gachagua owns 10,000 shares.
Out of how many shares?
I wouldn't vouch for the truthness of the deputy president's
I'm saying
testimony.
The estate of the late James Nderitu Gachagua owns 10,000 shares. Out of how many?
10,000.
Mr. Mutuse, you told me you are a lawyer.
Yes.
And let's be lawyers now.
Yes.
When the deputy president therefore says this company is wholly owned by the estate of my deceased brother, is he speaking the truth or not according to your document?
It's either yes or no. We make progress. We move, Honorable Mutuse.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You had begun by telling us you have a problem with this company. You have a problem with the estate of the deceased owner holding all the shares in the company.
No, we do not have a problem with that.
From your company law knowledge, do you know the role of directors in a company?
Yes, I do.
What directors play in a company?
They direct.
Directors are management. They manage.
They direct the management.
Correct.
The leadership.
What is wrong with these two boys managing this company on behalf of the shareholders who are disclosed? What is wrong against the law?
There is nothing wrong.
Okay. The value of this hotel is part of your 5.2 billion. True or not true?
It is.
Are you willing to deduct it now from that? Because you can now see who owns it.
At the appropriate time, we will show.
Are you willing to deduct it?
No.
Thank you. So I was proceeding for you stopped me to deal with Vipingo and I've dealt with it. I hope to your satisfaction. Are you satisfied?
We can proceed.
Heartland Supplies Limited, what problem do you have with it?
If you could remind us, that was page?
Oh, sorry, page 20 of 85, company number 14.
Volume 1, eh?
Volume 1, yes. Kindly move that because
Company number?
number 14.
Company number 14. Just to confirm, we are on the same page. This is Heartland Supplies Limited.
Yes.
We have no quarrel with Heartland Supplies.
Page 21, paragraph 17, Mothers of the Land Limited. What problem do you have with it?
We have no quarrel with Mothers of the Land.
Number 18, Pioneer Medical Kenya Limited. What problem do you have with it?
We don't have a problem with it.
Overleaf, page 22, Reader Furniture Mart Limited. What problem do you have with it?
We do not have a problem with it.
Royal Crimson Ventures Limited. What problem do you have with it?
No, not at all.
Technical Supplies and Services Limited. What problem do you have with it?
We do not have a problem with it.
You listed all these companies just to create a screaming headline for your motion with no problem with them.
We listed all these companies to show that they are associated with persons close to the Deputy President, and that they are companies that are either used or can potentially be used for purposes of corruption and money laundering.
Okay. They can potentially be used. The DP intends to use them in future, so this motion is preventive.
Indeed, we are addressing fears.
You have come here to address fears that DP may use these companies in future to commit corruption.
Indeed, yes.
That's why you want this Senate to impeach the DP on this ground.
We have also shown...
No, that's why you want this Senate to impeach the DP on this ground.
There are some that we have shown have been used.
I've taken through a number of companies, Mr. Mutuse. I've taken a number of companies,
yes,
but one by one.
Yes.
You have said you have no problem with them.
We have no problem with the ones that we have said we have no problem with.
Let's go to paragraph 70. A.
78A.
His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua bullied Kenya Medical Supplies Agency officials into awarding a tender for the supply of mosquito nets to Crystal Kenya Limited. Was Crystal Kenya Limited a bidder for this tender?
Crystal Kenya Limited is a local...
I've asked you, was it a bidder for this tender?
It is a local representative of...
Is it a bidder for this tender? By the way, let me now ask you basic questions. Do you know the meaning of the word bidder?
Honorable Mutuse.
It is not a bidder.
Yeah, we make progress. We respond, we make progress.
So let's read the allegation, the particulars.
Yes.
It says, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua bullied Kenya Medical Supplies Agency officials into awarding a tender for the supply of mosquito nets to Crystal Kenya Limited. Was Crystal Kenya Limited, in fact, awarded that tender?
They were not a bidder.
Were they, in fact, awarded that tender as your ground alleges?
No, they were not.
So why are you alleging that they were bullied into awarding the tender? Why are you alleging when they were not awarded?
They are the local representative.
I'm asking, why are you alleging that they were bullied into being awarded the tender?
Because they are the local representatives of Shobika, the company that is under investigation for this tender.
Your ground says His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua bullied KEMSA officials into awarding a tender for the supply of mosquito nets to Crystal Kenya Limited, his proxy company, full stop. Is that allegation correct? Is that allegation true?
There was no award to...
Is that allegation true?
It is true to the extent that they are the local representatives.
That His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua bullied KEMSA to award a tender to Crystal Kenya Limited, his proxy company.
To Shobika, represented by...
I'm asking you a different question. Your allegation is that KEMSA was bullied to award a tender to Crystal Kenya Limited, full stop. Am I reading it correctly, by the way?
You are reading it correctly.
Is that what I have read correctly itself true?
In the narrow sense, it is not true.
Thank you so much. You also say that Crystal Limited had submitted a fake big bid bond with the sole intention of fraudulently acquiring public property. What do you mean by a fake bid bond?
An irregular bid bond.
What do you mean by an irregular bid bond?
A bid bond that was found not to meet the requirements.
What was the irregularity that was found in that bid?
I guess that is why ESCC.
No. What was the irregularity? You're the one who has brought the allegation here. What was the irregularity that was found with that bid bond? There was a specific irregularity. What was it?
It was brought outside time.
You are sure of that fact?
It was brought outside time.
You are sure of that fact?
Insofar as I know.
I'm saying, are you sure of that fact? Because you're on oath.
Insofar as I know.
No, are you sure of the fact? It was brought out of time. I've asked you, are you sure of the fact that it was brought out of time?
Insofar as I know.
You referred us to the letter by